Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to another day, day 222. I give a 2, count them, 2 with a third 2. 222, day 222 of Dave's Daily D, Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me, I'm Dave. I haven't put out a video in about a week. It's been busy. It's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been 2 days where I thought about doing a video and just didn't. But here we are. I'm thinking about trying to do, broaden the horizons, as I think about trying to figure out how I go about this. I mean, what I talk about, I talk about life, I talk about what I have going on, I talk about experience, I try to motivate, all those things. But there's other times where I do like little goofy, silly videos, and I might throw those into a platform, I don't know, Instagram. I don't know if I'll put them on YouTube or not, we'll see. But, I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to go and how I want to do this thing. But, a lot of these videos can come off more because I'm talking, and I'm talking about things that I care about. So there can be different levels of energy, but a lot of times it's just, serious face or where I'm at. But some of my silly videos that I do, sometimes I just, I'm in the car karaoke. It's kind of tough to record that unless I have a different device going. But there's just different things I do. Sometimes I just talk about, funny stuff and whatnot. So I'm just trying to figure out what lane I want. I want to show those different sides, because like I said, this is all raw, real. This is me. And I talk about the things that I talk about in these videos so that, other people who are going through it, other people who have gone through it, they can have perspective and they can have understanding to figure out what direction. But at the same time, obviously, I'm a very happy person. I'm a very energetic person, high energy, happy, optimistic, but on the surface, I have that, what people would say is RBF. If you know what RBF is, if you don't, look it up. But I just have that serious face a lot of times. But when I'm animated, when I'm doing stuff, you can see the energy, you can see where I'm at. But I don't really, I can kind of mask emotions a little bit, but you can kind of see on my face. I wear my heart on my sleeve. You can see on my face how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling some type of way, you're gonna see it, and I'm normally gonna vocalize it. I can hold back if need be. I try to find when's the right time. I don't tend to allow things to build for too long. I don't like to be walked all over, so I will speak up. But I try to be more, refrain. I don't even know the word that I'm trying to think of. I don't want to say conservative, but, I don't fly off the handle about nothing. So if I speak up about something, if I am vocalizing or expressing something that I am not a fan of or something that bothers me, there's a reason for it. And normally if you care about people, you hear that and you listen to that. So that's where I'm at. And that's the big thing when you in your relationships, in your friendships, in your partnerships, with colleagues, anybody, any of those things. When people speak up and talk, we have to remember to listen, to understand before responding, not listen to respond. Because when we listen to respond, we hear what we want to hear. We have our own biased thought process on what we're thinking is happening, especially if it's a feel some type of way conversation, and there's no growth in that. So when you're having those conversations, you truly have to listen, and you have to understand. And that's the big thing, is when you're having these conversations, they need to be productive and they need to be understanding. And it has to be, hey, I want to understand your side. I want to put myself in your shoes. I want to understand what you're feeling, what you're seeing, because maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm wrapped up. Maybe I didn't see it from your side. And that is a natural thing to not realize. A lot of times I can see perspective. I can look at all sides. But there are times when I miss it too, where I didn't really think of it, or hey, I haven't experienced, or I haven't been on that side. I don't truly know. So the conversation has to happen so you can understand, and you can be more relatable. You can be better about how you present and how you conduct yourself. So to me, communication is everything. Not every conversation is going to be easy. Not every conversation is going to be the most comfortable, but if you can both go in with a productive mindset to say, hey, you know what, the point of communicating is to have an understanding and to grow and be better. That's the goal. It's not, hey, I'm doing this to be right or to prove wrong. I'm not doing this to assert dominance or to belittle or put you down. This is, hey, I am trying to help you understand, or I am trying to help educate you on something that maybe you didn't see or you didn't know. Vice versa. We also have to learn as people to listen and hear other people communicating to us and talking to us, other people trying to educate and teach us a perspective or something that we may not have known. Their ignorance can be bliss. Ignorance can be a major thing out there. I mean, we are very ignorant, and we start to learn these things through life experience. But if you are not exposed, if you have not been around something, just like anything you've done for the first time, there is an ignorance. You don't know any better. You don't know. It's like me when I became a bowler. There is bowling etiquette when you're out bowling. As I get into it, you start to understand the bowling etiquette, and then you bowl with people who don't know bowling etiquette, that aren't, seasoned bowlers. You can't get upset with somebody on a thought or a barrier or an etiquette or something that isn't worldwide known. Like, hey, when you're driving, you need to wear a seatbelt. Okay, if you have a driver's license or a permit, you've been told. You've been made aware. It's not ignorance anymore. It is stupidity at some point when you know better and you still do it. So, in regards to ignorance, it goes back into conversations that I've talked about over the past 2 or so weeks, is expressing boundaries, talking about something that bothered you, setting boundaries, setting expectations, explaining expectations, communicating those things, create a path for good things. If you don't set boundaries, if you don't discuss if a boundary was crossed that wasn't discussed, if you don't talk about expectations, and you feel some type of way about something and you don't talk about it, but you still hold a grudge, the person that you're hurting is yourself, because you're bothered and you didn't speak up about it. So if you're bothered, you feel some type of way, and then you start changing your energy because you didn't speak up and discuss what's bothering you, well, the other person had no chance to really, understand. And that is the ignorance. They didn't know. They didn't know that your expectation was this. They didn't know that they crossed a boundary. They didn't know that, okay, what they said came off the wrong way. What they did, they didn't realize that somebody else was affected by it. And like me, I try to make sure that I do my best to realize and see, okay, what, this action could create a web of things, and I don't want to have negative effects on other people if I can avoid it. So I think about those things. But there are times when you do something and you don't think about who it may affect. And there's other people out there who don't care at all, and they just do what they want, and they're not worried about who or what it affects or who it bothers and who it hurts. But that's a whole other conversation. So when it comes down to it, you have to communicate and you have to talk about these things. And this goes for everything: friendships, relationships, professional conversations, all those things. Anytime you interact with anybody, you still have to have that idea of, hey, I have an expectation. That's where ignorance comes into play, is if you don't express those things, if there is not a clear-cut, hey, here's how it's going to be, here's what my expectation, here's what their expectation is, any of those things, if you don't have that, there's going to be a misunderstanding. There is going to be a bad rubbing of shoulders, and at some point there is going to be maybe a confrontation or a falling out with that person because you didn't have that conversation. So I know that I am very good at times with communicating, but there's a lot of times if I feel some type of way, I won't communicate right up front sometimes. I won't express directly, and it's something that I'm trying to work on with myself to be better about communicating up front, communicating in the moment, or let moment pass so you don't feel some type of way. Have the conversation with a clear head. Say, hey, you know, this happened, or you said this, it bothered me, or hey, I don't think you took my my feelings, or I don't think you took, you know, my idea into consideration. You know, express, understand, move past, and grow. I mean, that it's simple. It's just a conversation, and we all have to be better about it. So the big thing on the side of that is when somebody's trying to correct you and somebody's trying to teach you, it's not about reacting and, you know, trying to defend yourself. It's about understanding and saying, you know, I didn't see it that way. I'm sorry. We have to get past the stigma of embarrassment and feeling weird because, okay, we were wrong. You look better when you say, you know, I didn't see it that way. I didn't hear it that way. I didn't know. That makes sense. I'm sorry. Or, hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank somebody for teaching you or making you aware, rather than getting upset and battling ignorantly or battling stupidly about something that you're already wrong about, but you're just being hard-headed or narcissistic, and you don't want to be wrong. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to try to get these videos rolling again. Thank you for tuning back in for day 222. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Let's enjoy our Friday. Let's have a good weekend. Everybody be safe. I hope everybody is super well. If you haven't already, join the Facebook, follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, like, comment, share. And if you're still rocking with me and watching these videos and enjoying them, I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate that you enjoy what you're seeing here, and I continue to do this because it's good for me. It feels good for me to, you know, talk about things, and I also appreciate the fact that I can put content out here that people, you know, relate to and enjoy to listen to. I'm trying to keep some of these shorter, but this one here, 12 minutes. So again, everybody have a good day. I hope everybody is super well. I'll talk to you later.